Good evening, everyone. Honest Abe, Smoke and Cigars, here with my trusty sidekick, the man they call the GOAT, Alex Davella. Welcome, everybody, to the second release of the commemorative and collector's editions of the TGS release cigars. What's going on, Alex?
What's happening? Just fired me up a Dragon Fire.
Dragon Fire? Yeah, nice on you. Jealous, a little bit jealous. I'm broadcasting from home tonight. My son had a basketball practice tonight. They are coming into the playoffs, so I'm inside and cannot smoke. For everybody tuning in right now, a couple quick suggestions. I see there's a lot of questions here, whatever. Take a moment, go to thegreatsmoke.com. And, well, there was somebody asking about drawing and whatnot. I don't know. But take a moment, go to thegreatsmoke.com and click on the facts. Most questions you'll have will be answered there. This release has been made exclusively for those participating in the Great Smoke, whether you have a virtual ticket or a live ticket. The TGS store will recognize that you are a ticket holder and allow you in the store to acquire this very special drop that we're doing tonight. It'll go live during this broadcast sometime. And this was a very exciting project for me because it was the first time I got to work with probably one of the most historic families in our industry. It's at least 3 generations, if not 4 generations of now J.C. Newman's. And tonight we have a very special guest, Drew Newman from J.C. Newman Cigars, joining us tonight to talk about this very special release. Everyone give a warm welcome to Drew Newman of J.C. Newman Cigars.
Thank you, Abe. Thank you, Alex. Good evening.
Great to have you, my friend. So is it 3 or 4?
4, Abe.
It is 4. I thought it was 4.
My grandfather started our company back in 1895 and passed the business down to my grandfather, Stanford, who passed it down to my father and uncle, who are in the process of passing it down to my cousins and me. And so it's just a privilege to be able to continue the story as the American cigar company.
I mean, it really is an amazing legacy, and you guys have really probably a national treasure there in Tampa with your factory, which I don't know. I mean, is it considered an historical landmark at this point?
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Yes, there you go.
Landmark. We're in the National Historic Landmark District, and here, so I'm coming to you from our 113-year-old El Reloj cigar factory in the Ybor City Historic District, and it's an icon here in the cigar city of Tampa, and it's been recognized by the National Park Service, the state of Florida, our city, our county, as just an important historic cultural institution here in Tampa.
And before we get into the cigar, it's become a tourist place and an attraction for people to come. You guys do tours in this factory, correct?
That's right, Abe. So in celebration of our company's 125th anniversary, we restored our iconic building and opened it to the public for the first time. And 3 years ago, we had 0 visitors because we were a cigar factory. We weren't set up for tours or visitors, but we built a new cigar museum, started offering tours and tastings and classes and events. And last year, we had 15,000 visitors come to El Reloj. Last year, we gave 850 guided tours, hosted 80 weddings and other events, and taught enthusiasts to roll 4,000 cigars on their own. And so we want to be the destination for cigar enthusiasts, just like you might go to Napa Valley or Sonoma for wine or Kentucky for the Bourbon Trail. Like, come to the historic Cigar City, USA, to experience the centuries-old tradition of American cigar making.
I love the fact that you have all the statistics lined up and ready to go. That was awesome.
You know, I remember when we did the 10th anniversary of KMA there, but even on the Friday when we were setting up, you know, when there was no event for us, the tours were hopping, man. People were coming up, they were coming in. It's you guys have really done a well job, and the place looks incredible.
Thank you. It's a privilege. You know, our El Reloj factory is now the last traditional cigar factory still operating in the United States. And Abe, Alex, you guys have been to cigar factories all over the world, and many of them are really wonderful, but it's a lot easier to take a short flight or a drive from South Florida to Tampa, where you don't need a passport and and everyone speaks English, and you can drink the water and be able to experience the art.
Drink the water.
That's a valid point. That is a valid
Things you think
point.
about. I thought you're coming here to Tampa. We're 15 minutes from the airport and a little more than an hour from Disney and from the beaches than it is to go to Esteli in Nicaragua or Honduras, the Dominican Republic, or elsewhere. And so we're very proud to be ambassadors, not only for our family, but for the city of Tampa and for the cigar industry as a whole.
That's awesome. Alex, I believe we have some footage that was, I think, not filmed a few years ago of the remodeling and the work that was done at the J.C. Newman factory. Why don't we roll that for some of our guests tonight who maybe haven't had a glimpse of the amazing work and how beautiful this place actually is?
Sure, let's take a look.
That's some great footage there.
Thank you. So kind of you to share.
Impressive. And I saw the video footage of your grandfather, and I actually feel lucky that I had the honor and the privilege to actually have met him multiple times and have conversation with him. In fact, that very special Cameroon that you guys made, I believe, I can't remember what year it was, it came out. It was like mid 2000s, maybe. Stanford's Reserve was one of my favorite cigars. Yeah, it's one of my favorite cigars. Absolutely.
We have a few boxes left in our cigar vault. So the next time you're here, we'll pop open a box and
I will take you up on that. That literally was one. He's got the motion lights. I will take you up on that offer 100%. So very cool stuff. I want to take a moment because we've got a lot of questions and we reached out to you. I mean, we work on the Great Smoke many years. We already have the theme for 2025 and the date for 2025. And we reached out to you. It had to be a little bit over a year ago to, hopefully ask you if you guys would be willing to make something special for the Great Smoke. And here we are, this version of Brickhouse named Dragon Fire. Can you tell our listeners? Yeah, gorgeous little art and packaging on it, and very unique shaped Brickhouse cigar. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about this?
Yeah. First of all, Alex, I'm so jealous because you're smoking one, and
Yes.
I'm just coming off of a cold, so I'm not going to light up tonight. But I haven't. One of the things you said when you approached this idea is, let's make a special cigar together. Let's celebrate the Great Smoke, share it with the attendees, but it's got to be special. It's got to be unique. It's got to be different, and it's got to be limited. So like I actually listen to you, Abe. I always listen to you. But
Thank you.
And so we made 300 boxes, and you said no more, and it's exclusive just for the Great Smoke. I didn't ask you, but we did make 2 extra, so we kept 2 from you. I'm reluctant to light them up because like this is all we got. We don't have any more, but it's a beautiful cigar. I'll take this one out of the cello. It's 6 inches by 48. It's got the old Tampa style press, which Brickhouse is not a pressed cigar. This one,
right?
It's a way. 100. I mean, here's the secret of. There's so many secrets in the cigar industry, but 100 years ago, all cigars were pressed because when you press a cigar, it makes the wrapper a little nicer, but also it kind of feels better in your mouth too. And so this has the Tampa style press on it. And then what do we do? How do we be creative? What would be fun? And so we have, it has an exposed foot. So when you light up the Dragon's Fire cigar, you can actually light the filler on fire, and it turns into flames, and it's like the dragon breathing. When you take a puff, it's like the fire of the dragon coming out of the cigar. It's fun, it's different, it's unique, it's authentic, and Abe, it's just for you. So
honored and deeply appreciated.
Project together.
I always enjoy cigars that have that foot that's uncovered, because it's look, it's fun and it looks good and it's cool, but it also gives you that experience of, you get to taste the filler, you get to taste that part of the cigar first, and then as you're drawing that, suddenly you get that infusion of the wrapper with it, and it really creates a unique smoking experience.
Exactly.
Alex,
so go ahead, Abe.
No, go ahead, Drew.
Normally with a cigar, that's covered entirely by the wrapper, what you see is the wrapper, and you don't see its components. You don't see the binder. You don't see the various type of fillers that are inside. And when you light it, it should hopefully taste very consistent from foot to head. But here, when you light a Dragon's Fire cigar, just your point, Alex. This is backwards, so it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna light the filler first, and that's gonna kind of puff up and turn into fire, and then the binder comes on there too, and then the wrapper. So the flavor is going to change here. The taste is going to change because the combustion starts with the filler, and then the binder, and then all 3 components together. And so it's just kind of like a neat evolution that helps really experienced cigar connoisseurs to really taste the different tobaccos that are inside this special cigar.
Alex, do you have a box by you? Can you open it up? Because even when you open up the box and you look at the cigars, it looks impressive. Honestly, it looks like the cigars are literally like kind of breathing fire, like they're fire breathing out. I noticed that when we opened the box. It's.
We want to do something fun for you.
Yeah, they look like they're breathing fire. Thank you.
It's obviously a short one.
Yeah, I can see.
What do you say, Abe? I say I'm gonna go ahead and get the party started and get this live on the site for our fine folks.
Let's go. Why don't you drop the image up? People can see what the packaging looks like. It's going to be, if you have a Great Smoke ticket, whether it's virtual or live, you can access the TGS store. It'll recognize you have a ticket. You can either access a store by going to thegreatsmoke.com and clicking on Enter Store. Make sure you're logged in on your account on another browser. Or you can go right to your Smoke-In account, go to the Great Smoke ticket, and you'll see a link there that you can enter the store directly from there. These are going on sale, I'm assuming, right now, Alex?
Right now, yes.
Right now. So they are available for sale, everyone. It's a TGS special release. It's very limited, and when they are gone, they are gone. So we're very excited about this. This is our first project ever hopefully not our last, but our first project ever with the amazing family over at JC Newman. And it's been a lot of fun working with them on this project. Very cool stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Abe. But Alex, how is the cigar? You're smoking it. What does it taste
Yes.
like?
So very enjoyable. This is a Habano wrapper.
It is
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So it definitely has that Habano flavor, but there's also like a darker smokiness to it that I'm really enjoying in there. And like I said, and I love those cigars with the foot that's open, because I really enjoyed that experience of lighting that filler and getting those first flavors, and then you get the fullness of the cigar once you reach that wrapper point. So, I mean, this is my type of size. I know this is right in Abe's range too, a 6x48.
Love it.
And again, the box press on a brick house, which was a really nice touch. That was something unique that I also enjoy as well. So this is right up my alley. I'm enjoying this.
I'm so glad. And you're right. It's an Ecuador Habano wrapper, but it's a darker grade. So it has a more heartier flavor profile. And the reason why we did that was to highlight the contrast between the cigar and the fire. The way, I'm sure you guys know this as well as I do, but the way cigars are made with fillers, typically you have the Seco fillers leaves on the outside, and then the Visos and little inside, and then the center will be the Ligeros, and that's why when a good cigar is lit, you'll have a crown, but the Seco leaves tend to be lighter in color, and so we want to create that visual contrast between the wrapper and the actual fire there. So we chose a darker grade of this Ecuador Habano wrapper, and it's a beautiful, oily, luxurious cigar, and it ties directly back with our family's history.
Let me see if I can get up close here so you can really. That's a look.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, there you go.
I do.
You can really see that contrast. And I mean, when it lights, it you get that, and then boom. So.
Alex, do you have like a frohawk going on? Or?
I have a little.
I just noticed it. This is like a new addition lately.
Well, I didn't get it trimmed down this weekend, so it's a little longer than usual.
I just noticed it when you were zooming.
A little longer than usual.
It's like a little frohawk going down the middle. Hey, listen, it's a lot more. It's a lot more than I can muster.
Well, what I've come to learn is, as the hair gets a little lighter on top, you actually need to leave a little more, and it kind of hides the semi holes in there.
Probably. So, Drew, you guys, I mean, this is kind of a crazy year for us. So we lost a month coming off of the Great Smoke last year because we had to move it back to March. So we kind of really had 1 month less to work out this year. And then for us, it's kind of insane because like 4 weeks later, we're rolling into the trade show, which is now at the end of April. So it's kind of like end of March even. So it's kind of like a crazy year for us. How's that move in the time schedule affected the company? I mean, are you guys ready for the trade show coming up? Basically 2 months.
Yeah. Well, thankfully we had a heads up that it was moving like everybody else, and so it just caused us to sort of change our thinking and start planning for 2024 3 months earlier. And so the work we started, usually we come back for the trade show in July and start the planning process for the next trade show, new products, new packaging, new ideas. But we had to back that up this year to April because we just didn't have the luxury of a full year after the last trade show. And it takes, for us at least, takes a good year to create a new product, and sometimes much longer than that. So we just had to start earlier, and we're working on 2024 projects before the 2023 trade show last July.
I'm going to have you, now that I have you on, I have to take advantage of this moment because being in retail, this is a question we get asked so often. And I think it's great if a lot of people could hear it from you, but we get so many requests for the American cigar, and the American cigar, I believe, is rolled in that room right behind you.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Can I pause you for one minute, Abe?
Yes.
Stephen Pingold, the answer is yes. You were on this time.
Oh, he made it this time. See, Steve,
He made it.
Steve last year pretty much swept the season with being the first box purchaser of all our releases for the Great Smoke last year, and he's working on continuing that tradition. So
thank you, Steve.
Nuts.
Enjoy these special cigars and let me know what you think.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody's always asking us if we have them. Why can they nothing? And people don't realize that they're literally rolled right there behind you.
This is not a virtual background. This is our factory.
Right.
I'll take you on a little tour. Everyone's gone home for the day because it's the evening. But Lewis and Yenny are 2 rollers rolling the American, and they roll 80 cigars a day each. 160 cigars a day total. So when you think of scale, like the American are the flagship cigar out of El Rolo, this 100% all-American cigar. It's rolled by these 2 rollers, and so it's very limited production. And then Angel and Yanita are rolling our Angel Cuesta cigars right here and here, and our Leroy Neiman cigars are rolled in the yellow right behind me. And so this is our boutique factory within a factory. But to your point, Abe, it's hard to keep up with demand for these cigars that we're rolling here in Tampa, just because it's not hundreds of rollers, it's not thousands of cigars, it's 80 cigars a day, which is about half of what they would roll if they were rolling down in Latin America. But for lots of reasons I can get into, like we kept everybody at 80, 85 cigars a day.
Yeah, it may be even a third of what some of the factories roll. But just to put it in perspective, that's it. It's those 2. So when you say half of a third, they're like, oh, people don't understand. Well, normally they'll have 30 pairs or 40 pairs rolling a cigar at the same time. Sure. You got a team of 2, 1 pair rolling that line. And
there's, I mean, it varies a little bit, but there's roughly like 40 rollers rolling the Brickhouse every day, and like that's the scale differential. So it's like 20 times the rollers for Brickhouse that you have for the American, and ours are far less efficient. And I'll explain why. Every other factory that I know of in the cigar industry pays workers by the piece. The more cigars you make, the more you earn. And the same is true with packing and tobacco processing. That's just the way it's always been. But here our rollers are salaried because we don't want them to rush. And if someone comes in on a tour and asks them a question, we want them to stop and pause and show them how they're rolling a cigar,
right?
And not have to worry that they aren't making their quota or their numbers. And so we slow the process down here, and it's limited, but it makes it special and fun, and it's a privilege to share it.
Makes absolute sense. Now, when you were showing us around, one of the cigars there is relatively new. It's only been out for a few months, I believe, and that was the Leroy Neiman. And for our listeners just catching in, can you tell us a little bit about that cigar?
Sure. So Leroy Neiman was an iconic American artist of the 20th century. He painted Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, NFL players on the NFL. He was painting on the NFL field, like playing games. He was the official painter of the Olympics. And he had 2 sort of trademarks. One, he had this very distinctive handlebar mustache, and he always had a cigar. He loved cigars. And so I thought, why can't we create a cigar that honors his legacy and celebrates this beautiful, iconic American artist? Actually, the box is over here. Let me show those to you. And so we did. And I did this without telling my father or uncle, but this is the Leroy Neiman cigars. Each cigar is wrapped in a lithograph of his 1978 Irish American bar painting. And we had 500 boxes last year. We'll probably do 550, maybe 600 boxes this year with different art. But we make no money on it. His foundation didn't charge us any royalty. We just together donated the profits to support arts education in the public schools.
That's incredible. That's really awesome. And such beautiful boxes and beautiful artwork to go on a cigar. I mean, they were really well done.
Thank you. Can I show you something else that's brand new that's fun?
Absolutely.
Behind me, can you see this? These are our tobacco blending tables. And I wanted to show visitors what goes into a cigar. When you enjoy a cigar, a normal cigar, all you see is the wrapper. With this beautiful Brickhouse Dragon Fire, you get to experience the wrapper, the binder, and the filler kind of separate because of the fire at the foot of the cigar. You light the filler first, and then add a little bit of wrapper, binder, then the wrapper. But we wanted to educate our visitors how cigar tobacco, it comes in a limitless number of varieties, different seeds, different farms, different tastes. And as cigar makers, we blend those, we harness those natural variations to create unique and interesting blends. And so I pulled 24 types of tobacco together, different wrappers, binders, and fillers, and put them on display for our visitors.
Wow.
To actually see that different types of tobacco looks differently. And we just started offering about 3 weeks ago our new tobacco tasting class. And what that does, that introduces our visitors to these different types of tobacco, and they get to choose and actually light up puritos, which are single leaves of each of the different types of tobacco, and be able to taste them together. So you can taste how a broadleaf seed that is grown in Connecticut tastes different than the same broadleaf seed grown in Nicaragua. And you can understand the differences in tobacco from Indonesia to Cameroon to the Dominican Republic to Nicaragua to Ecuador, just all around the world. We're so proud that the cigars are a natural agricultural product, and it's just the flavor comes from the leaves that we wanted to showcase it. So you guys are the first. I haven't done a video tour of this yet, so sorry if it's a little choppy. But
no, that is awesome.
We built this at the beginning of the year, and it's a new experience here at El Reloj. It's another way that we're trying to show the history and the heritage and the culture of cigar making.
I can't wait to see that in person. That is awesome. That really is. I'm telling anybody who's watching or listening or even catches this later, the El Reloj factory is a must stop for anyone who is really loves cigars or in their passion, and even just history. It's a great spot. It's worth taking a trip down to Tampa. If you're anywhere near Tampa, it's worth taking a detour out of your way and stop by and check it out. Trust me, we've been there. We've done it. It's definitely worth it. And some amazing stuff that wasn't even there last time we were there.
That's true.
Right.
I was looking at your video that you shared a few minutes ago, and I saw it. It was fun seeing it because so much has changed. We keep expanding and growing and trying to keep this history alive.
If you make an updated video, please send it over.
Okay,
sure.
We'll do.
We'll broadcast it during the Great Smoke.
Thank you.
Right. What are the plans for across the street?
Sure. So when El Reloj was built in 1910, the Sanchez y Haya company built a building across the street to service the factory, to serve the visitors, the neighbors, the cigar workers. And the first floor was a cafe and a bar where cigar workers and visitors would drink and eat. And the second floor was a hotel where guests would stay when they were coming to visit this large 1,000 cigar worker factory. But in the decades that follow, the building was used as a grocery store, as a brewery. It was the seediest of dive bars when I was a little kid. It was a speakeasy during Prohibition, but it was really neglected for a number of decades. But we are restoring it. We're going to return it back to life the way it was in 1910 with a beautiful cafe and a beautiful cigar lounge on the first floor. And the second floor is going to be a 12-room small hotel to help create a first-class experience for people who love cigars, love history, want to learn more about cigars or tobacco, and be able to experience it right here in the cigar city of Tampa.
So what was the plan for all those bats? I know that the bats were a big
good memory, Alex. So before we started restoring this beautiful but decrepit building, we had to relocate its inhabitants, and so it was vacant of people, but it had a colony of about 5,000 bats, and these were these aren't like vampire blood sucking bats. These are about the size of your thumb, and they ate mosquitoes. So we thought, oh, these are good bats. We like things that eat mosquitoes here in Florida. And so before we could touch the building, we had to build some bat houses and work with a bat rescue nonprofit. I learned those things exist, and had to humanely relocate our bats from the Sanchez High building to 2 new bat houses in a new park that we just built on the other side of El Rolo.
I was really hoping you were going to say you had to build a bat cave.
Not
Because that would have been cool. We had to build a bat cave.
I mean, we have a cave here anyway, which we have this
That is true. That's right.
amazing old basement. And one thing I don't think you guys saw because we hadn't opened it when you were here is our cigar vault.
No.
You didn't see the cigar vault. The cigar vault has it's just. I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, this factory is so unique in the world, but there's nothing like sort of the collection that we have as a 128-year-old family business. We've got cigars from my great-grandfather's era. And we also just acquired last year the oldest cigars in the world, which were rolled in Havana in 1857. And so those are being stored in our vault in our basement. So that's kind of our cave, but I don't think there's any bats there.
Wow. And what's the timeline for this again? When do you think this project?
The Sanchez High building will be finished in 2 years.
Oh, wow. It's really not that far away.
No, we've been working on it, and it's been great. You know, the city of Tampa is so cigar friendly and is so supportive of the cigar industry that the city has been helping us, the county's been helping us, that the state government in Tallahassee has been helping us. Even the National Park Service, of all places, is helping us too. And because they recognize how important cigars are to the history of Tampa and Florida, and they want us to help. They want to help us celebrate it and do it in a very authentic, historically accurate way.
Awesome. Well, listen, Drew, I really, really want to thank you for taking time. You have a question, Alex? You want to say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Really want to thank you for taking your time, joining us tonight. We all know we're busy, so to stop at the end of your day to hop on with us, talk to our fans, let us know what's going on with you and your family and your projects and about this very cool cigar that you guys have made exclusively for those participating in the Great Smoke this year. Super awesome. Thank you very much. Alex and I, at some point, we're going to take a Tampa trip, come back out there and check out all the new additions and hopefully check out that cigar vault. And I'm going to take you up on that Stanford Reserve. So
you got it.
It was one of my all-time favorites. So thank you so much. Next week, everybody, 2 weeks from today, will be the final. 2 weeks from today will be the final TGS release. It'll be they bought the name back, Ming. It'll be the Undercrown Ming by Drew Estate. Alex got a picture right here. There's 300 of those made, and those will be dropped 2 weeks from tonight, and we'll post and get all the information on it. Anything else you want to let our fans know you got going on? Well, I mean, you seem to be a plethora of cool things going on. Are we caught up to speed?
I think so. We have the big festival in Tampa's Gasparilla. It's coming up in 2 weeks, and we've got our tracks about 500,000 people, and we will be rolling our version of El Rolo down Bayshore Boulevard.
Oh, wow.
Factory on wheels. And we will be rolling cigars in the middle of the parade. So it's quite a festival. Awesome. And so if you're in Tampa, join us for that. And hope that all the Great Smoke attendees will come and visit us in Tampa sometime.
Cool. And if not, we'll definitely see you in about 4 or 5 weeks at the Great Smoke. Where you'll also get a chance to go up on stage and hang out with Michael Herklotz a little bit and talk to everybody who'll be there live. It'll be a fun event. Thank you so much. Please give my regards to your father and your uncle. Let them know I said hello. So we deeply appreciate it.
Yeah, my dad is on grandfather duty right now, taking care of my 1-year-old mom, so I can be here with you. So I will go relieve him in a few minutes, but that's why he's not here.
Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. All our fans out there, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The cigars are live on sale. I'm watching them roll out. So hop on and get them while before they're gone. It is our first project with the most amazing and a family with one of the greatest legacies in this industry. Dragon Fire by J.C. Newman Cigars. Awesome stuff. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We'll see you again in a couple weeks. Until then, everyone, keep it lit.
Peace.